Anime Death Spiral, the only anime podcast that hasn't taken Saudi investment money. We are back. We are back and we are reading anime like crazy. I actually just linked Nate some really great vintage anime. Nate, can you describe what I've linked you here? This vintage anime from the 50s.
I really don't feel comfortable with that.
Can you just describe a couple of these these pages of anime that I've linked to you? Could you just describe one or two of them for us?
I can only describe what you've linked me as relics of an awful time.
I'm of course talking about expat community's own comic endeavors, Baby-san and When We Get Back Home. I do not know the author of Baby Sonic. Clearly, they wanted to remain anonymous due to the nuclear levels of racism in their comic.
That's really what I was trying to steer clear of. But now that you've put it out there, I guess I can comment on your horrible taste.
Baby Sonic is one of the most insanely racist things I have ever seen. And you know, the problem is, like, it's not even like the war propaganda stuff that was like, look at these evil Asian people.
No, it's hey, look at these horny weebs.
Yeah, they're trying to be like funny and playful, and they still come across as some of the most racist shit I have ever seen in my life. The When We Get Back Home comic is much less overtly offensive. It's about American soldiers returning home from being stationed in Japan and their family basically being aghast to discover their husband/father is turned into a weeb. He's returned as a weeb.
Oh no!
He occupied Japan.
My son returns from college and he is a weeb.
Why did I pay for this degree? It just turned you into a weeb.
Hey, I didn't know you've talked to my dad.
A typical When We Get Back Home comic is like, okay, there's a man in a sailor outfit. His wife's setting the table behind him, and he's got his son on his lap, and he's spanking him, and he's saying, don't just say pass the butter, say pass the butter dozo.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You get it? Because, like, he's turned into a weeb?
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm reacting in abject horror.
Here's another one. So this one's actually very timely. So we see a Marine has returned home. He's still wearing his outfit. He's wearing a mask over his face. And his son is running up holding a pistol. And to his son, he says, no, I'm not going to be a bandit. I've just got a cold. Get it? Because, like, nobody
get it because Americans
masks.
are, like, disgusting and have no concept of basic hygiene?
Yeah, because Americans are gross, and the very basic idea of wearing a mask,
like, offends us on a cultural level.
It's so bizarre, it's comical.
Yeah. Oh, why would I do that?
A portly army officer, you can tell he's an officer because of his stars, and he's not wearing the sailor suit. He's standing here smoking a big-ass cigar in his living room with his arms crossed very satisfyingly across his chest. And his son is dressed in the classic Japanese schoolboy outfit, and he's pointing up accusingly, and he's saying to his father, okay, I'll wear it, but you'll have to help me lick every kid on the block.
Love that slang. Love that mid-century slang. That's some dope shit.
You got to help me lick the kids on the block.
Oh yeah,
you like that? I think I kind of like give him a licking.
I don't know. I think he's got like the Joe Taro style going on. He's got the hat and the school coat.
I have to say, compared to the other children depicted in these comics, he does drip hardest.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
He does look cool. He looks way cooler than the other 1950s children. So it goes to show you, I guess. I'm not sure what it goes to show you, to be honest. I just thought these are incredibly funny. It's so weird.
It's very weird, but it does go to show that weebs have been an issue pretty much the entire time Western cultures have been in contact with Japan.
Oh, that reminds me. This is a great one. Here, there's a nice segue, because I've been wondering, what is the weeb equivalent of somebody who, like, weebs for England or the UK?
Oh, they call those
not Eurobooze, because that's obviously European countries. And as we very famously know, the UK is not part of Europe. Is it Angloboo?
Teaboo.
Oh, say that again.
Teaboo, like tea, like
Oh, a teaboo.
because British people drink
Course.
tea.
Yeah, yeah. So part of the cultural
I
exchange.
guess the more common term would be Anglophile. If you want to get nasty.
Disgusting. I hate that.
Yeah, it sends off bad vibes just saying it out loud.
Don't like it. Don't like it. One thing that's really great about the current age is that we have outgrown our bizarre fascination with the English accent. There was a very long time in my childhood where having an English accent was like automatically mysterious and cool and sophisticated. And that is no longer the case. It's just annoying.
Oh no, the internet has exposed everybody as just being the worst.
Yeah.
It turns out there is no worst one type of tourist out there. You all suck. Stay home. Don't go anywhere. Nobody wants you there. That goes to everybody.
No, I would say no. Like almost universally, I've heard nothing but bad things about British.
Oh,
tourists.
yeah, they're the
Like,
worst of the worst.
Everywhere I've gone, people say I've heard nice things about Australians, and very mean things about British people.
And don't get me started on the Germans.
So the reason I was asking is because, like, obviously this is the cultural exchange. The 1950s brings weeabooism roaring into life in America. But meanwhile, over in Japan, we were getting a little bit of teaboo action, right? Because something we both read a little bit of, you more than me. We read and unearthed the old Jeeves and Wooster manga, the Eastern adaptation of the famous P.G. Woodhouse books.
Well, it's
Wooster.
funny how it came up because I was in my hometown visiting some family a couple weeks ago and talking to a friend of my wife, and she mentioned the existence of this Jeeves and Wooster manga, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Those words together don't exist.
I love that.
That's not a real concept."
It's like catnip to me saying those words together.
Well, I mentioned it to you. I'm like, hold on, I'm gonna ask Remy because if anybody knows, he knows about this shit. And you're like, oh yeah, I've heard about that. Here's a link. And like, did you read it or did you just send it to me?
No, I just read a little bit of it. I read the the first few pages just to verify the authenticity.
Yeah,
and it was authentic.
I read the first volume, which is about 48 pages, and it's a pretty authentic interpretation of the Jeeves and Wooster dynamic from the novels, if you're familiar. The main concept is Bertie Wooster is just kind of a rich, dumb idiot who stumbles...
Accurate.
Yeah, who stumbles through life being carried along by his almost superhumanly calm and debonair and collected manservant Jeeves.
Well, he's essentially omnipotent.
Yeah.
Jeeves. He's almost like a force of nature.
So, in that, if you're familiar with the series, it's not a big leap in adaptation. It's pretty one for one. It's nothing crazy's going on. But I do like the art style. It's kind of drawn in this classic like 90s shoujo style with the tall guys with coiffed hair and the big sparkling eyes.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever like read any of the early Sailor Moon or anything adjacent to that, kind of in that style?
Yeah, of course.
You know how the main character will often kind of do not chibi, but just kind of like generally like they'll go into like a super cartoon, almost Peanuts-esque.
Yes.
Kind of blobs and lines interpretation of their character.
Yes, to express goofiness.
Yeah. They do that a lot with Wooster. Kind of treating him
Chibi Wooster.
Yeah, kind of treating him as this. He is the bumbling main character, like main high school girl character of a shoujo manga, just as a rich dumb idiot.
I definitely could see Bertie Wooster running out of his flat to catch a taxi with some toast in his mouth.
Which he absolutely does. He does that, and then he falls into a river because he's not paying attention.
Yeah, he's a real dumbass.
Yeah.
That birdie.
It's got all the mainstay characters. It's got his twin dipshit cousins.
Yep, hate them.
And his staunch Aunt Agatha. And the whole thing is kind of broken down into like these 3 or 4 page long like setup and gag mini comics or mini chapters, I guess I would say.
Set up punchline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, from what I remember, it's mostly Jeeves will do or say something stupid, and that'll cause some kind of conflict in the situation. And then
no, Birdie will.
Birdie will. And then Jeeves
would never say something stupid.
Jeeves would never say something stupid. Jeeves comes in and saves Birdie at the last minute and then says something pithy, as the punchline to the comic.
Yes, I mean, why explain it? Everybody's read these books. They're self-explanatory, foundational to Western comedic literature. They're fantastic. And I have to say, the BBC adaptations from, I want to say, the mid-90s are incredibly funny and good.
Oh, they're great. Love
Stephen Fry
me.
and Hugh Laurie. Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie basically exist for those characters. They inhabit those characters so fully. It's so good. Go out and watch that.
That is one thing that is interesting about this manga adaptation is that it has been created either in total defiance of or in ignorance of the 90s series, because the look of Jeeves and Wooster are very different. Jeeves is, as you can imagine, much more handsome and fit.
Damn.
I would say than Stephen Fry.
Just annihilated him.
Yeah, sorry, Stephen. I don't mean anything bad by it, but
wow.
You got nothing on sexy Jeeves.
Yeah, you are not by shoujo in the same way as anime Jeeves is.
He's got a bit of a Bruce Wayne quality to his design, kind of like he's got the dark black hair, kind of combed over in a small little coif, and Birdie kind of has the traditional anime dandy haircut, where it's like kind of wavy and it comes down in a frame on either side of his face.
You know what? He basically looks like Lloyd Forger.
A little bit.
He looks like Twilight in a lot of the panels from Spy Family. I think that's really funny. Which totally makes sense.
Are you looking at him right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at a bunch of panels.
Yeah, I would say later on he looks a little bit similar to like a much less exaggerated version of Kakyoin's hair from JoJo.
Kakyoin?
Yeah, Kakyoin. Love me some Green Emerald.
Yeah, so that's dope. Big ups to the Please Jeeves, the Jeeves and Wooster.
Yeah, we didn't
manga.
get to the title. The title is Onagai Jeeves. Which may be my favorite thing ever, like written down on a piece of paper.
Jeeves Dozo. Okay. You read anything else this week?
Yeah, no, I didn't read any anime. I did watch some anime.
What'd you watch?
So we actually made mention of this way back when we did the spring lineup from Crunchyroll preview. We talked a little bit about Skip and Loafer.
Did we shit talk it?
No, I think we just mentioned that it was on a list. Didn't have a lot to go on at the time.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So no mistakes recorded that I think we have to eat our tongue on, you know? Because I did watch the first 7 episodes of this yesterday and earlier today, as of this recording, and I really liked it. It is, I think, dare I say, one of the good ones in my search for like decent rom-com anime.
Okay, you found a little bit of gold.
Yeah, crime-free so far, which is hard to do in this day and age. The setup is very cute slice of life stuff. It is about a country girl who has big dreams to move to Tokyo and enroll in a fancy smart babies academy for special gifted kids. And her dream is to grow up and work in government so that she can work on restorative projects for rural
Oh
Japan.
no. Oh no. Oh baby, no.
Yeah. So right off the bat, this is the kind of person our Mitsumi Iwakura is.
Okay.
Yeah. So she moves to the city to live with her aunt. Well, she goes to this fancy lad school. And as you could imagine, as is trope worthy of these kind of things, she is late on her first day. Oh no, right?
Can't do that.
Turns
Can't
out
do
that
that.
she was unprepared for the oh god, hecticness, if that's a word. I'm going to pretend it is.
Hecticness? Can you just say chaos?
Yeah, the chaos of the Tokyo transit system.
Technical technicalities.
So she ends up late to the commencement ceremony, but luckily runs into the male lead of the show, Shima, on her way there, who is the kind of the polar opposite of her whole personality type. He's kind of a laid back, kind of go with the flow kind of dude.
Cool.
So he's just late to the commencement ceremony because he doesn't give a shit.
That's his personality.
Yeah, that's his personality, is that he just doesn't really care that much.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck.
But, that's why he's sexy. He's kind of like...
There's nothing sexier than not giving a fuck.
Well, he kind of comes off like a Bishoujo sexy version of the dude from The Big Lebowski. Like, he's just missing the white Russian, but everything else is...
Wait, is he also a big loser?
No. So I mentioned that it's a fancy kids school, and so it's for like rich kids and people who passed a very hard entrance exam, and it is...
Wait, that doesn't sound like the dude at all.
Well, so...
that sounds like the opposite of the dude.
It turns out that he's there because he used to be a child actor, and we haven't really got into that part of his past too much yet, but he doesn't like to talk about it. So
Corey Feldman style.
Yeah, so he's already got a little bit of mystery. But other than that, he is mostly supremely laid back in a dude-abiding kind of way.
Sure. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. In contrast, Mitsumi is the kind of friend that, like, has panic attacks when you skip school.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we all remember those kind of kids. I do. I used to be one. If you feel the same way, sorry to inform you, but you used to be a narc.
Yeah, you should loosen up a little bit. Get yourself a white Russian.
But his whole personality is reflected in the fact that he's blonde and has long hair like a golden retriever. It is pointed out several times.
Cool.
And he always wears his jacket kind of hanging off his shoulders, like a cool guy does.
That's so cool. Oh, this guy fucking kicks ass.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
He does kind of like the thing where he is, for a Japanese person, uncomfortably direct with the way he wants to deal with relationships and like just like talking to people.
Right. Gee, be still, my beating heart.
So, oftentimes gags are centered around her kind of freaking out over how to react or what to say in a given situation, and then he will intuitively basically read her mind and just be like, hey, you're freaking out over nothing, like, we can just talk about it, it's cool.
I love this dude.
Which I find, it may be saccharine, it may be a little shallow, but I find it I just find it very warming to see in anime when so much of the stuff that I'm used to is centered around this like awful inability to relate to and talk with the opposite sex.
Yes. That also drives me crazy sometimes.
A couple other cool things that I like about it. Doesn't happen as much as I would like to. This one translates the on-screen text for you, which...
Well, that's nice of them.
It's very nice of them. That is like probably top 5 pet peeves when I'm watching stuff and they don't translate like street signs or text on a phone.
You know, this is one of those things that we have lost in the professionalization of fucking anime subbing. You know who always did that shit?
Who?
The popular fan subs.
Oh
They
yeah.
always were so fucking extra. They would do different colors for different characters. They would do on-screen text. There'd be like translation notes. I mean, the famous Kokaku Queen's Plan.
Yeah.
That was like on screen. And now we like on Crunchyroll or whatever. They're always like the most bare bones thing you could possibly imagine. A victim of our movement away from piracy. Now I'm I'm getting mad all over again.
No, get mad as hell.
Where did you watch this? Did you watch it on Crunchyroll?
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll right now. I think all 12 episodes of the first season are out, but it is also a manga, I believe. I'm probably gonna start reading that to see where that goes, because I really do like these characters quite a bit, and I want to see kind of their relationship develop and see what happens.
Sure.
Maybe it tanks. Maybe it gets real bad with it later on, but I like the current vibe that it's giving, especially in the anime. It's got a real nice color palette, lots of soft like pastel tones going for it.
Cool.
It kind of
Hell yeah.
reflecting how Mitsumi is she's from like a North Coast like beachside town where the train closed down like 10 years ago, like that kind of rural.
Wow. Do you think they're gonna get married?
I don't know. We haven't even gotten to the point where she acknowledges that she has like romantic love feelings
Wow,
for
they
him.
haven't even gotten there, huh?
12
12 episodes?
12 episodes. I'm on like
Jeez.
7, like halfway through 7.
Oh, okay. So there's still time.
Yeah.
They'll get there.
I'm guessing that is like an end of season kind of thing. No, she is at the part where she is definitely crushing on this dude, but denying it to herself.
Okay. Yeah, it's really funny because, like, you know, Danger's in My Heart, the first half of the first season, or however they're splitting it up, just finished too. Final episode, 12 episodes, fucking rules. I really, really like Danger's in My Heart. And that one ends basically at that point where he's brave enough to, like, admit that maybe there's, like, a relationship happening here. The problem, of course, being then, as we have discussed many times now, there's nowhere to go after that. So maybe it's a good thing they're really stretching it out, so you could get a little more of the character work before the inevitable crash and burn of the rom-com.
Well, I mean, there's got to be material to go with after they get together.
Oh,
right?
good. I mean, we've talked about it a bunch of times. I have to say, Horimiya, when they reach that point, the inflection point, they do straight up just talk about marriage, which is really weird. Like, they haven't even gotten into a relationship yet, and the big moment happens, and they're like talking about marrying each other, which is just really, really weird. Teenagers, don't get married, you guys. You can wait.
I recently went to a bachelorette party for some friends of mine down in Portland.
This is how you're transitioning? I set you up so good.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know my
Okay,
condition.
okay.
You know my condition.
Oh my god. You really are. You're like transition blind.
Yeah, I am.
You need those transition lenses. Okay, so you're at a bachelor party, and some anime happens.
No, anime actually happened.
What?
I know. Too much.
Huh?
Too much like actual adult stuff was happening. What I was trying to set up was that we did go to a strip club. You know what I look like. Would you say that I look like the kind of person that fits in and is like comfortable in a strip club?
Depends. Did you try to dress up or not?
I did. Absolutely not.
You did not try to dress up at all?
No. I was wearing jean cutoffs and a t-shirt, baby.
Was it a weekday?
This was a Saturday night.
Okay, so you probably did not fit in.
No. Hey, why were all those strippers ignoring me?
Oh my god. Okay, and some anime happened at the strip club. Is that what you're getting at?
No, I was just comically pointing out how out of place I am at a strip club.
When are we gonna get to the anime factory?
Well, the whole experience got me thinking about marriage in anime. You don't see a lot of it. Like Disney movies.
Wait, can I just point out you're sitting at a strip club and you're like, marriage and anime.
Oh no, this came later when I was vomiting home in the hotel room after the strip club.
Okay, so you have your head in the toilet.
Yeah, I was thinking I had my head in the toilet. I was thinking I miss my wife. How can I talk about this on the show this week?
Okay, so that you got it bouncing around in your brain, and you're like, how can I connect this to anime?
Yes. What I came up with was a list of marriages from anime that I've seen. Maybe you have some of your own you can add to this list, but I just wanted to take a moment to appreciate the scant few good relationships out there, because it seems so many anime either start with or end with either a broken home or a broken relationship, right?
Yeah, we definitely have sort of the Spielberg era, late 80s, early 90s phenomenon of like single parents or like parents being just out of the picture constantly in anime a lot. And of course, not a lot of characters ever end up in like an actual committed relationship, let alone a marriage.
Well, the meme is like, where's Ash Ketchum's dad, huh? Why is it just his mom? What happened to his dad?
He became Giovanni.
Oh, shit.
Well, I'm looking at your list, and I do have a couple other ones that I would add. They're not big, though,
Who would you put on here?
First of all, you said Naruto and what's her name. That's really messed up, dude.
Sure.
So that's also like not really like a Boruto thing.
Are they not married in Boruto?
They are married at the end of Naruto.
So you're saying that the majority of their marriage takes place in Boruto?
No. The majority of their marriage takes place completely off screen.
Okay, well that doesn't sound like a very good anime marriage. If it all happens off screen.
No, we don't really see a lot of their marriage. And also, frankly, they don't. I definitely pointed this out when we talked about Naruto before, but like, he treats Hinata like shit for 800 chapters or whatever of Naruto.
Oh,
right at the end, they're like, hey, you want to get married? It's a very, very bad relationship, in my opinion. Not one to be celebrated.
That's not good.
I think.
All right, let's cross that one off the list. That's not a good marriage.
What are your criteria for this marriage list? Like, just literally anime characters who are married?
Well, if they are in fact married, that is a big bonus to be on the list. But I'm really trying to like find a couple that is like in a healthy relationship. You may not know what that is, but I've been married a couple times to the same woman. So I've got to have some idea of good criteria. Listen, I'm just looking for a couple who are good at communicating, encourage each other to grow, and support each other in times of need, who are on the same page with their wants and needs. Just a good marriage, people that you like to see together. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, so you mean like in the Ancient Magus's Bride? Like that? Like Child Bride?
I don't think
Child Bride stuff?
I don't think
little kids marrying adult men? That kind of thing?
I think that should be off the list. That's not a good. No, that is soundly off of the good list.
We can't take those off because that's like a lot of them. I hate to say it, but quite a few of those.
Okay, well, cross all of those off. Those aren't on my list.
Okay, I'm crossing them all off. It is difficult to think of like a lot of healthy relationships. The first one that comes to my mind is Killua's parents from Hunter x Hunter. They're
Okay.
two legendary assassins. They're basically immortal. They're super sadistic and they like physically torture their children as part of their training or whatever.
Oh no!
But they
wait,
seem to have
no,
a healthy
hold on,
relationship.
hold on. No, can't. Yeah, that's got to go off the list.
What?
Yeah, no, the torturing kids thing. You can't torture kids.
You can't.
All the other stuff was cool,
Okay,
but
so
that's like a hard.
hold on.
I didn't write the list, but it says it right there in fine print at the bottom. No torturing kids.
Okay, so it can't be child bride, and you can't torture any children.
It really should. You should have no children anywhere near this list.
Oh my god. Well, that makes it so much harder. Okay, well, give me some of your examples, and I'll tear them down.
Okay, well, first one that comes to mind, Goku and Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball Z. That's everybody loves them. Although it's questionable as whether they're still married because Goku died all those times. Like,
Yeah, it is till death do us part.
yeah, and he died like 4 or 5 times. And he wasn't really there like to raise his child because he was either fighting or dead all that time.
Also, the big thing about his relationship with Chi-Chi is like he slipped in the bath one day and like accidentally stuck his dick in her, and that's where Gohan comes from. Like they've never actually like consciously consummated that relationship.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that. It does make me a little uncomfortable that mentally Goku is basically a child.
He does not know what sex is. He has a son. He does not know what sex is.
Okay, all right. I think we got to take them off the list. That makes me feel uncomfortable about Chi-Chi's decisions in life.
Again, he is mentally a child bride.
Okay, all right. Well, moving on. The most obvious one, super hot anime right now. Everybody's probably thinking this one as soon as we start talking about marriage. Spy Family. Lloyd and Yor. How are they not the perfect relationship?
Every time they interact with each other, I'm just like, damn, I wish I had that. God, why isn't that me?
We all keep horrible secrets from the people that we're pretending to love in order to gain social standing. That's just kind of like being alive in 2023.
The funny thing about their marriage, I think in a standard setup like that, the whole joke would be that they're like constantly lying to each other. But in Spy Family, they also layer in the fact that like Yor is again mentally a child bride. Like she doesn't know what sex is either. She does not know what it is.
Damn, you're right. That does make it a little bit weird when you think about it that way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well that and the constant lying kind of goes in conflict with my requirement to be open and honest with each other. So
I mean, I guess if that doesn't seem like a deal breaker to me, but whatever.
well, I sleep in a big bed with my wife.
Fuck you. Okay, fuck off, buddy.
Okay, all right. Well, all right. Full Metal Alchemist, the Elric brothers alchemy teachers, Izumi and Sig. They had a great relationship, right?
Now, is that the chick that sacrifices her still in utero infant in order to like punch a guy stronger, or am I mixing that up?
Yeah, I think that about covers it.
Is that the same person or not?
Well, I don't think it's quite that. It's been a while since I've read it.
It's not that? Then what is it? Because I seem to have a memory of a chick who basically like sacrifices her uterus or whatever so that she could punch stronger.
She doesn't know that that's what she's sacrificing at the time that she does it, if that makes sense. You don't know what you have to give up until it's too late, which is kind of a big theme.
Profound.
I know.
That's crazy, dog. I never even thought about it like that. That's fucking crazy, dog. Wow, maybe Full Metal Alchemist is the best anime.
It's definitely the best relationship so far because they still stayed married after going through a tragedy like losing a child like that. So that's big ups for their relationship status, I would say.
I guess.
Is that the first one we can keep on the list?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I have no objections.
All right. And the last one that I had written down here, which I can't remember if you ever went and watched this, but Isaac and Miria from Bakano, their whole thing is they are ageless immortals, and they're just kind of like dumb, goofy idiots that go through different eras of life, like deciding to just do stuff that seems fun to them. So, one era they're pirates, and next they're clowns, and then they're bank robbers. And they just kind of go through life picking new identities together to restart their relationship each time. I think that's very cute.
Okay. Hard for me to add anything because I've ignored Bakano for a decade and a half.
You really should give it a watch. It's not a big time sink.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the one about the train?
It's about a lot of stuff, but it's about multiple timelines. Not timelines, but stuff happens at different times, and it shows it out of order. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
So yes, the main present story is happening on a train, but we're cutting in and out to before and after it throughout the series.
Okay. I get it. Mm-hmm. Well, here's my bonus one before we take a break. I think Kaiman and Nikaido from Dorohedoro are basically the best old married couple in mangadom, even if it's not official. He just sits there and talks about how much he loves his wife's cooking, and that's their daily routine. That's just what they do.
That is actual unironic relationship goals for me.
Hell yeah.
I love that. I love that interpretation. That's a good one.
I think they're so fucking great.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole thing is like, hey, my wife like wandered off. I'm gonna go see what.
Yeah, where's my wife? I need my gyoza.
She like didn't even leave me any gyoza. I gotta go find her.
This is bullshit. I need my gyoza.
Okay. Well, thinking about relationship statuses is really bumming me out. So let's take a break so I can shed a few tears.
Okay, all right. Get it out of your system.
Oh man. Alright guys, I know you assumed we were going to let Pride Month sneakily sneak by us, but you were wrong.
Oh ho ho! Do not misjudge us.
As we've stated many times, I'm an ally. I'm a male ally. I'm a male feminist. I'm good. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a good one. I'm a good ally. So naturally, we have to do our Pride Month segment. Because we're both good allies and male feminists.
Absolutely.
So we can't let Pride Month squeak by. The anime and manga can sometimes have a representation problem. I don't know if we're breaking new ground talking about that.
I don't think so.
But every once in a while, there's some really interesting queer representation in manga and anime, and I just wanted to shout out some of the characters that I think are both queer and interesting and cool to me.
Before you get into your stuff, can I just jump in? Because this actually ties into Skip and Loafer. I was very pleasantly surprised to find out while watching that it has one of the more respectful and tastefully done representations of a trans character that I've seen in anime up to this point. Mitsuo's aunt that she lives with in Tokyo is a trans woman, and they don't try and lampshade it or be tongue-in-cheek about it. Like they acknowledge what she identifies as and the struggles that she goes through living in Japan, in Tokyo, as a trans woman. She's successful. She's not like, homeless or anything like that. She has her own apartment. She has money. She's funny. She's upbeat. And I really like that. So another +1. Go watch that show. Skip and Loafer.
Okay, look, I know you're super eager to prove that you're a good male feminist ally, but you didn't need to jump right ahead of me. You could have saved that for your own list. Okay, now that he's just stolen my thunder here, but I'm just gonna go into it because I have a list of characters that I want to talk about.
Jealous.
Stole my fucking pole position, motherfucker.
Jealous.
Okay, the first one, the second one, I guess.
Get him where you got him.
Motherfucker. Okay, I want to shout out currently running series Marriage Toxin. I think you mentioned it earlier. Marriage Toxin. No marriages. Oh, excuse me. One marriage. The bug user does get married.
Is it a toxic marriage?
It is not a toxic marriage because
then I feel let down by that title.
Marriage Toxin is about the man who uses toxins to fight, not the bug user who is a tertiary character. And does ride down the aisle on a pair of giant centipedes, if that helps to sell the manga to you. It's pretty good. But Kinosaki is non-binary, and they usually use female pronouns and present as female, but they make it very clear in the manga that they are non-binary. And it's not maybe not great that they're the only queer character in the manga so far, and their job is to swindle people out of their money using marriage schemes. Maybe that's not so great, but you know what? Kinosaki is lovable. They're adorable. They're very funny, and they're a good guy now. So that's cool. That's good.
Hey, I love a good guy.
Positive queer representation, even if part of it is that they're a criminal, specifically using their gender to entrap men. Don't worry about that part. Kinosaki, we love you.
Love that.
Who do you got?
I've got Liron from Gurren Lagann.
The mechanic.
Yes, the camp gay mechanic. In retrospect, not a lot of the jokes surrounding him have aged super well, but he was always portrayed as a very vital and well-liked member of the group.
Sure.
And I always thought he was funny. I like his character design. I do regret some of the writing choices they went with.
They're not always great. And I do want to point out that Liron is that trope is used constantly. I mean, there's one of these guys. There is a Liron in the new Zelda game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So that's a guy we see a lot.
The kind of like sultry, campy, predatory gay.
Okay, anyway, so I wanted to shout out Yoshiki and Hikaru from Hikaru ga Shinda Natsu, one of the hottest series running right now. Absolutely fucking fantastic. It's some boys love shit. It's got some weird mystery stuff to it. It's a great series. But Yoshiki and Hikaru, the entire series is built on their kind of like unspoken love for each other as they kind of try to like feel each other out. They're incredibly cute, adorable characters. I love them so much. And since the story is like so much about them figuring out like their baby queer tendencies, it's tasty. It works very, very well. I'm very proud of this this choice. It makes me a good male feminist and an ally. Okay, what do you got?
I want to shout out to Utena from Revolutionary Girl Utena, the classic lipstick lesbian.
She's high femme.
Yeah. Killer with a sword. Love that Steven Universe influence. A lot of good stuff came out of there. Love the rose aesthetic. Who do you got?
I want to shout out Toru Mutsuki from Tokyo Ghoul Re. That's the not a sequel to Tokyo Ghoul. Toru is a trans man who is given a lot of respect for his gender identity, despite actually using his trans status as like a plot point multiple times in the story. but like handled in my opinion, and then whether that matters or not, whatever, pretty well. I think Toru's a really interesting character. Toru gets room to breathe both as just a person in the story and as a trans man. Toru is allowed to be complex and interesting and have interesting conflicts. Toru, you fucking rock. Sorry about all the shit that happens, but it's a nasty series. Good nasty series. Toru, you rock. What do you got?
I would like to give a shout out to drag icon James from Pokemon Team Rocket. Now, again, far be it from us to make declarative statements. All of this is alleged, but I don't think more characters in a kids show have appeared in drag over the course of their entire show's lifetime more than James.
Well, boy, I'd have to sit down and think about that one.
I'm just saying there was a famous band episode where he won the swimsuit
bathing
contest.
suit contest.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Very nice.
So
good job.
I think
James.
that counts. And I don't see a ring on that finger.
James is a hottie confirmed. We love you, James.
That earring doesn't mean he's a pirate.
Okay, I want to shout out, obviously, and he's really having a moment right now, but I want to shout out Luffy from One Piece. He is the ace representation that we all wanted. The man couldn't care less about sex if he tried. Now, not to get confused with, obviously, with his brother, Ace
Who is
Dima,
a sexual demon.
who is actually one of the most straight characters in all of anime. So we don't want to make that mistake. But Luffy, you're queer. You don't know it. You don't care. We love you.
All right. I would like to give a big shout out to Griffith from Berserk. No twink has caused more grief.
Absolute bi icon.
Yeah.
Griffith from Berserk. You know what he's about. And when he wants something, he fucking wants it, baby. Griffith, you're a queer icon and we love you.
Never has a breakup gone so bad.
A man has never been down bad more than Griffith was down bad. That is absolutely true. On that note, I want to shout out Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, absolute bi icon.
Absolute queer king. I mean, this dude is a legend.
Pansexual god.
He's literally a sexual god. He wanders the earth like just hitting on like the sexiest men who have ever existed and just turning them into his slaves. This dude is absolute queer royalty.
I mean, he goes for it all, like men, women, ghosts, demons, witches,
bones.
Skeletons.
Yeah, stands.
Yeah.
This dude is crazy, man. Dio, big ups, we love you.
I would like to give a big shout out to Shinji from Evangelion, who is not gay, but desperate enough to go for guys anyway.
He is the very definition of questioning.
Yeah.
Like when people ask him his sexuality, he literally puts a question mark down.
I don't know. Please tell me.
I hope you figure it out, Shinji. I really do. I'm rooting for you, boy.
Yeah, this one is for every crying in the dark moment that you had.
Okay, I want to shout out Utena, but not that Utena. I want to shout out the Utena from Gushing Over Magical Girls.
Please don't say that. Please don't say the title.
Utena is from Gushing Over Magical Girls. She is absolute about them girls. She actually like is so into girls it gives her fucking magical bondage powers. Incredible. I mean, whomst among us has that kind of passion? I love you, Utena. Your comic's fucking weird, but you rock. Queer icon.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Quan Chi from Chainsaw Man. Lesbian, polyamorous quintuple.
Okay.
With demons and zombies.
Yeah, sure. Her demon bound. I guess. Okay, fine. Yeah. I want to shout out, obviously, Tetsuo from Yureto. Tetsuo, again, is a trans man. A lot of the story pivots around Tetsuo's difficulties being a trans man in, like, 50s Japan. Story fucking kicks ass. There's so much weird gender shit going on in Yureto. He picks up a boy and like kind of force femmes him at one point. It's very funny. There's a lot of gender play in Yureto. Go out. That is a perfect queer choice for the end of Pride Month. Get out there, read Yureto. Tetsuo, you're a queer icon.
All right, does that do it for us for today?
Are you out?
I'm out. That's my list.
Wow. So this proves it in the contest of queer icons. Nate drops out. I continue.
Oh shit!
I am the stronger ally. Nate, you are not a good male ally. I'm sorry.
All right.
Sashay away.
I guess I'll go register Republican now.
All right, I've got a couple more. I'm just gonna shout out real quick.
All right,
okay.
Go through them.
First of all, here we go. Okay, every single character in Sakamoto Shinichi's version of Dracula. Holy shit, that is the queerest version of Dracula that exists under the sun. Fuck, shouldn't have said that. Not a pun. It's the craziest shit you've ever seen. I want to shout out Togata from Fire Punch, another trans man in a weird, difficult situation because of the whole like can't cut your breasts off because you're immortal and they just grow back. What a pinch.
The X-Men Apocalypse scenario.
Yeah, that's tough. Togata, I'm rooting for you. I want to shout out Luca Esposito from Astra Lost in Space. Luca Esposito is literally hermaphroditic and is forced to reveal it to the party with a gun against their head in one of the only non-lighthearted moments of action in that entire series. But you know what? Everybody's cool with it. So go, Luca. We love you. Luca, you're great. I want to shout out Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. The less said about that, the better. I want to shout out Kuono and Hasebe from show favorite Fujimi Lovers.
Oh, love that, Fujimi Lovers.
No matter what scenario they find themselves, no matter what bodies they find themselves, gender, sexuality, nothing matters. These two are queer icons.
A love that transcends reality.
Yes. And not queer icons, but I got a couple bonus. I want to shout out Takahata Shun and Amaya Takeru as a pairing from As the Gods Will. You know the moment. Absolutely iconic gay kiss. One of the most iconic gay kisses in all of manga. Only to be outdone in As the Gods Will Part 2 by Akashi Yasuto and Yoshimitsu Kiyoshiro, who also have the most iconic gay kiss. That series is just killing it in terms of straight men kissing each other. And my last bonus is like a good third of the cast of Bokura no Kiseki, as I detailed quite thoroughly before, is the manga about characters reincarnating as high school kids from the fantasy land. And then about a third of the cast end up in the opposite gender and have to figure that all out. Not exactly what I would call great trans representation or anything, but hey, it is something. There's some gender play involved. That's all I'm saying. So shout out to Bokura no Kiseki, those characters who are figuring out their new bodies. Have fun, you guys. That's Pride Month in the bag right there. We got a whole gaggle of great queer representation. I hope that inspires you to get a little bit of pride into your reading schedule for the next day, I suppose.
Yeah,
you could probably fit in a couple of these in a day.
Yeah,
I believe
a motivated listener can accomplish many things.
Yeah. Hey, read some manga.
Hey, go watch some anime.
Okay. Yeah, so, we'll wind down and we'll give you the opportunity to go off and you watch some anime, you read some manga, get some queerness up in there. We just gave you a bunch of options, so you no longer have any excuse. Queer up your manga, people.
And once again, I am going to jump in and shamelessly beg, if you do actually listen to this, share it, please. Help us, please.
Oh, God, this again?
Yeah, no, you tasked me with this. We got to get this out here, so I need to do the hard part.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking right now.
Hey, share us with your friends. Follow us on Twitter. At Anime Death Spiral, no A in death.
I'm so sorry.
I know.
I'm so sorry about that.
I gotta do it. Please share the show. All right, bye. That's it.
Okay. your absolute best and most accepting and awesome, great allies, great feminist, male allies, feminists. Signing off now. Happy Pride to you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm smart and funny, and people like me and the things I say.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. What are we doing?